Steven with IONTB. I'm still out here at the 3600 block of East Bay Drive, which is just to the west of Belcher Road, where Bay Flight's now just taking off after transporting the driver of this pull service vehicle that you can see sustained pretty heavy damage. Around the truck you can see all the containers of chlorine, many of which did spill. I think it was being estimated of 30, 35, 40 gallons may have spilled. While they were extricating the individual from this truck, you could see they set up a ventilation fan. The driver was being described as being drenched in chlorine, and obviously the odors were a considerable risk to the driver as well as the first responders. Many of them were wearing their SCBAs, their self-contained breathing apparatus, which is hooked up to the oxygen tank, air tank on their backs, which basically minimized the risk to them and the ventilation to try to clear some of those fumes. So I could hear Bay Flight in the distance, or a couple blocks away, is lifting and most likely en route to a Bayfront Medical Center or Bayfront Health St. Pete. As at this point, it looks like a one vehicle crash. Witnesses tell me the individual was actually traveling eastbound on East Bay Drive, and for some reason or another crossed over into the westbound lanes and way over by the hazmat truck, which you can see the large truck out there actually crossed over there, caused considerable damage to the bushes in that area. The white truck I had showed earlier was not there at the time, so I was trying to figure out how it got there with that white truck in the way. But the white truck apparently was not there. He then crossed over and slammed into this area. There's one pole with at least some type of wires down. Some of the business owners here, employees of the businesses, have told me that there is some telephone outage, and at the time of the crash the power did flicker, but they're reporting that power is on. We're here in the parking lot of Outback Steakhouse. If you're familiar with that area, there's Outback right there. Not a huge impact. I mean, a little bit here in the westbound lanes of East Bay Drive. Obviously you have at least one lane blocked due to the hazmat vehicle and some of the fire engines, but the traffic is flowing. Most of all of the spill and most of the scene is here contained in the parking lot. I know they've notified the state warning point through emergency management. They've also went ahead and contacted the EPA. Obviously, they took care of the life safety incidents, pretty stabilized, and now they're working on obviously make sure that the environment's not affected in any way. They washed down some of the area, but obviously they need to make sure that none of this is going to cause any water into the storm drain.
Where was he headed?
This is in Largo. This is on East Bay Drive, and we're just to the west of Belcher Road. Looks like there's probably at least 20 chlorine containers here, so it's considerable. Could be upwards of 40 or 50 gallons, but not all of them have leaked, so it's hard to make that determination. But upon when I had got here, it was considerable chlorine odor in the air. I know they had some safety people looking at, making sure see which way this chlorine smell was going, and to make sure there's no other people in the area that may be affected from the chlorine odors that were moving off to the north. So like I said, the driver is being transported to Bayfront via Bay Flight as a trauma alert. He was moving, he was conscious. Obviously they're going to be dealing with some kind of medical issues, needs further evaluation, but hopefully nothing life-threatening. Looks like once the cleanup's complete, and obviously already started, Largo PD will be investigating into the cause of this vehicle crash. Most people I spoke with said it's a single vehicle. Again, was heading eastbound on East Bay, somehow crossed over into the westbound lanes, onto the sidewalk, through some bushes, and eventually ended up through the parking lot and into this tree. So, pretty big debris field. You can see that further off to the side, further to the west of this location. We'll have more later.